Eddie now opens 2 new stores and hires close relatives as managers, allowing skimming to continue and reaping hundreds of thousands of dollars. But to Eddie, this is small change. He sets about to increase his take by millions.
If you're a retailer, the biggest single asset you usually have is inventory. And so if you can falsely claim inventory that you don't have, that boosts your assets.
Eddie bought used and damaged merchandise and sold it as new. That used television is now in a heat-sealed plastic bag. It looks fine.
Eddie also commits extensive insurance fraud.
Eddie had more fires and floods than the Bible.
He convinces insurance adjusters that stacks of empty boxes contain damaged merchandise and collects hundreds of thousands of dollars on phony claims. But with his business expanding, Antar knows he risks becoming the target of surprise visits from financial auditors.
Now, when the auditor wanted to go out and see the inventory, okay, what do? Our count sheets show us that X, our inventory is at Y. We have a problem.
His solution is to plant a spy inside the company that audits Crazy Eddie. He sends his cousin Sam to accounting school for an all-expenses-paid education.
That brought great loyalty to Eddie. And when Eddie would say jump, I would say how high.
So Sammy went off to college, got an accounting degree, went to work for the CPA firm that actually audited Crazy Eddie's, learned how audits were conducted so that he would know where the holes were.
With Sam placed on the inside, Eddie's confidence grows. By 1978, Eddie and his family are skimming $1 for every 5 they bring in, reaping millions.
The skimming was handled now as just as a division within the company. It became institutionalized within the company.
But Eddie is running out of places to hide his cash.
There's millions in safe deposit boxes, in the bedrooms, in the houses. There's millions in the ceilings.
He solves that problem by taking monthly trips to Tel Aviv and depositing his money in numerous secret bank accounts.
I've seen deposit slips of $1 million at a time. I've seen bank balances totaling over $6 million.
As his illegal profits skyrocket, Eddie employs his wife and family as couriers. They transport over $11 million to his Tel Aviv accounts. While they do the dirty work, Eddie dreams of greater glory.
He's looking to be a star, and he's not a star yet. Donald Trump is bigger than him. So how do you make it? You go public.
He saw taking the company public as his brass ring.
You can do much better with phony income in a public company than you can in a private company because other people are buying your stock.
But before Antar can approach Wall Street, his company must first undergo a thorough financial audit. He calls on his spy, Sam, who arranges for an inexperienced auditor to be assigned the job. The naive rookie is greeted at the front of the store. At the back, Antar's staff piles up masses of inventory shipped over from other stores. Antar shows the auditor an example of the merchandise he has come to tally. Then a helpful employee is sent up to count the stacks.
She would call down 70 large screen TVs. And if you looked at that row as the auditor from the ground, you could count 70 boxes. You could see how many there were across and how many there were down.
But the entire stack is little more than a facade. The auditor dutifully records the inflated numbers he is given. Antar goes further when he distracts the auditor and alters his inventory tallies right on the count sheets.
He would take every one and make it a 4 or a 7, and then give them back their altered papers. And so where they had written down 10, it was now either 40 or 70.
Even better, the files give Eddie crucial information about the next stores the auditor plans to visit and the sample counts he intends to take.
So that night, they had these poor guys loading up the truck again and driving to store B. And they just kept a step ahead of the auditors in doing that.
The auditor paints a portrait of a thriving company. Eddie Antar is now ready to strike. Armed with 13 apparently successful stores, he sits down to seal the deal with Wall Street.
Here were the investment professionals, the Wall Street sharks, thinking they were cleaning up these dumb Brooklyn street guys. And the supposedly dumb Brooklyn street guys are playing them. He was such a larger-than-life Brooklyn Fonz that he fooled the crooks on Wall Street into thinking that they were fooling him.
With the money he rakes in going public, Antar opens 26 new stores in under 3 years and quietly cashes out $40 million worth of his own shares.